Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Brainbean here again. Now, I wasn't planning on doing any more Razer coverage for a little while, just because I've done a lot of their stuff from before I went on vacation or my paternity leave and then came back, and I just feel like I've done a lot of Razer stuff, so I need to kind of, focus on other things for a while. I just had a lot of their stuff. But then I got sent the Zephyr, and now I don't want to do a full review on this because I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to be able to really speak to the efficacy of the mask or, just I don't want to make any claims in terms of anything medical or anything like that. And I'm also not going to do a full review because I don't have the cojones to wear this thing in public long enough to give it a full test in my daily life. So I want to just give it a quick overview, talk about my thoughts of the Zephyr, because I do think it's fun enough and worth talking about this meme status mask that Razer has created. So first of all, the Zephyr comes in at $100, which at first kind of sounds like a lot, but after doing some research on boxes of N95 masks, 3M N95 masks are going to cost you $50 for a box, so arguably a reusable mask with the lights and the built-in active airflow filtration and stuff like that doesn't seem like too bad of a deal at first glance, but there is a bit of a catch that we'll talk about here in a second. So pulling it out of the box, immediate first impressions here are that the build quality is surprisingly pretty good. There's not a lot of flex or like movement, and the actual face plate feels solid. It's a lot lighter than I thought based on seeing renders and pictures and stuff on social media and in press briefings. So I do, it does feel like something you could wear on your face for an extended amount of time. And in terms of actually wearing it, so there's a magnetic kind of removable silicone like little face seal here, and I like that it's very soft on your face and it has some give to it without losing that seal, so it does feel pretty comfortable for long-term use. And when you pair that with the little airflow fans, it really makes for a pretty nice experience. So you definitely could wear this mask for a long period of time without getting the fatigue that you might normally get from wearing like a normal N95 or wearing like a cloth mask for a long time and just feeling gross and sweaty and hot under there. So that's pretty nice too. Now I'm going to show you when I put it on. Oh, stuck on my ear. Now, opposed to a cloth mask, it does sound like I'm wearing a Bane mask a little bit. You definitely get better ability to talk to people and all that kind of, just sound projection through a cloth or even paper mask, and you definitely don't get that with the Zephyr. And so to spare you all that, I really think the main communication advantage of the Zephyr, and you talk about the social aspect of being able to see your face, which is kind of cool. And really the only practical application there would be like hearing impaired people who rely on reading lips. Now this would be something that would be actually pretty valuable for that community, I think. But for us regular everyday folk, I don't necessarily see like a huge advantage there other than just looking kind of cool. So if we power it up, here kind of kick on, this is where the first issue for me pops up. Now you can hear the little fans in here. These are designed to create some airflow, so there's two intake fans here, and if you move the little magnetic thing, these are on these little N95 replaceable filters, and so you've got these two little fans that suck air in, and it is nice because the mask doesn't get hot, it doesn't get gross in there. Feels pretty pleasant to wear for long periods of time, but the fans are noisy and whiny sounding. If you've ever used a gaming laptop and you've had it like firing up on games for a long time and you get that whiny, loud laptop fan sound, that's kind of what this is like. I don't think I could really handle wearing it in a quiet environment for a long period of time. It would drive me insane, and I would feel bad about the people that I'm around as well. It would irritate me. It would make me uncomfortable to wear something like that out in public. And if somebody was, by me in a quiet environment, like a waiting room or airplane or something, I don't know, I would want to punch them in the face, because it would definitely get annoying after a while. So definitely keep that in mind. Now there's two different fan speeds. There's a high and a low setting. You can also use the mask with them off and still get the filtration. You just don't get the kind of nice airflow feeling. And I could see that being beneficial, like if you have a situation where you need to wear a mask while you're like doing something physically exerting, like running or moving a bunch of stuff around, or I don't know. Most of the time if you're outside doing that, you don't need a mask anyways, but I could see it being beneficial in something like that as well. Now I mentioned that the cost kind of catches up to you. There's a bit of a gotcha. So these reusable filters are rated to last for 3 days. So if you wanted to be compliant with what Razer recommends, then Razer only gives you enough filters in the box to last for 9 days. Replacement filters, $30 is going to get you 30 days worth of filters. So it's going to be like, what, $360 a year to replace your filters if you want to be totally compliant. Now I'm sure most of you, like me, we don't replace our paper masks like every day, you know, stuff like that. So it's on you how compliant you want to be. Additional stuff with the lighting and everything, you get a Bluetooth companion app here to control the lights on the little air filters. There's also the lights on the face mask itself, which illuminate your mouth. So in a dark setting, if you want people to only see your mouth, well, that's what they're going to get. And then there's a little USB-C charging port back here to keep the mask charged. And I feel like that is another kind of drawback with something like this, is you do have to remember to plug the thing in and charge it. And I feel like that's just one more thing for me to forget. Again, you can use it without the lights and the fans, but I feel like it really loses a lot of its value for what it is. If you're not going to have the lights and the fans on, then you're just kind of wearing a goofy mask. So look, overall, for $100, I think the Zephyr is an interesting product. I think it's definitely meme status enough that I'm not sure how much it's designed to be used for like everyday practical use and more to make like a big media splash and get people talking about it and stuff like that. I think for what it is and as a product, it's solid enough. The airflow is nice, and as something like, you know, if you needed to wear a mask for a long period of time and you weren't necessarily as concerned with how you are gonna look while you're doing it, it's a comfortable and pleasant experience for long-term use, but it's hard for me to get around how awkward and like cyberpunky and just kind of in your face it is. If they could have recessed down these big filter cans that are sticking out and had it be flush with the mask and had the filters and the fans still working in there, I think it would be a lot easier to get away with it. But you gotta have some serious stones, I think, to wear this thing out in public for normal use. Maybe I'm just not confident enough to get away with that. I don't know. It's just not me in that sense. But I think ultimately it's going to come down to you guys and what you think in terms of value and all that, what you get. But anyways, guys, let me know in the comments down below what you think about the Zephyr. I just wanted to give you a quick and dirty rundown of my first impressions of this very interesting product from Razer. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe out there, and I will see you in the next one.